Welcome to Roguecast, the official podcast of Rogues Gallery. We'll talk comics for the week, as well as whatever news is on our pop cultural radar. I'm Randy.
I'm Nick.
This is Dave.
And now, on with the show. Hello and welcome to our pre-Halloween podcast.
Yep, the last one before
Halloween.
Yeah,
Halloween
right.
is this weekend.
That's right.
It's on Friday.
Hope people are doing some fun stuff. That's pretty good timing if you're going, whether you're going to parties or like me, gonna like hole up and watch some movies.
Yep, that's also my plan, to hole up and watch some movies.
Yep.
It's tough to get in the Halloween spirit this year, but I think we've done a fair good job. We went to Scare for a Cure. We played your Dread game.
Yep.
I watched a bunch of movies. We'll talk about some of them later.
The store is Halloweened up. We had a Halloween party. Yeah. Which, by the way, thanks for coming out for folks who did that and bringing out your kids. I think.
And for those of you who don't, where were you? We noticed.
Yeah.
Russell,
you're on the list. I think we have, we had an arts and crafts table for kids, which is something we always do, and like there was even a kid a few weeks ago who was like literally asking us could they do a drawing that we could put up in the store or whatever, and I'm like, we every once in a while have events where you can do exactly that, and they will probably go up in the kids section sometime soon. So it's all Halloweeny.
Yep.
And I don't know.
Also, in the spirit of Halloween, we have sent Nick to a hole somewhere.
Yes, only Nick's silent ghost is here today.
His ghost is here. He will not be speaking.
But yeah, Nick was not able to join us today, so it's going to be just me and Randy.
And that's going to be rough because neither of us like to talk much.
That's right.
Quiet as mice.
You are a little chatty.
Silent as a monk.
You're a little chatty.
Never said a word. Never said a word.
But Nick will make up for it next week, and I'm sure have some horror movies and things to talk about, because he was going through it like hardcore.
Nick used to run a video store, and Nick watches movies at a speed that puts both you and me to shame.
It is true.
I feel like a fair amount of TV and movies, and Nick definitely watches more than me.
Nick's like, hold my beer.
Nick is push play.
Yeah, that's right. But we will check in with Nick next week.
Yep. But we do have it's a fifth week of comics, but there's a lot of reprints, some big reprints this week.
Huge reprints.
And some new stuff and, other comics going on. So
a reprint of what I would say, if I'm not mistaken, our best-selling comic either ever or in the last 10 years.
Yeah, definitely I'm
talking about that Deadpool Batman. But we'll get to it.
And we had a bunch of games, so I guess we'll start with games.
Yes.
So
maybe most notable, the thing that hit today.
Yes, so both the D&D books hit today. That is the Heroes of Faerun and Adventures in Faerun, which is basically the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide for Forgotten Realms 4.5.5.
Right. They have put out some Forgotten Realms books before. They've usually been location specific or adventure.
The only one that don't for 5e is the Sword Coast.
Yeah,
that was the only Forgotten Realms book.
Right. So these are sort of broader appeal. I haven't really had a chance to look through them, but they've been doing such a good job on them.
The Player's Guide has a lot of stuff about there's Purple Knights of Cormyr and some of the specialty classes and spells and everything.
What do they call them? The Red Wizards.
Those the Red Wizards, sure. They may be in the DM
Red
one.
Wizards of Thay.
The DM book has a lot of location info. There's chapters on various locations, Baldur's Gate. I don't remember what other locations, and monster section, magic item section.
I imagine that a lot of people who kind of became excited for and familiar with the area from Baldur's Gate, if you're playing D&D, would probably dig these books.
In fact, Karlach, who is one of the big breakout characters from Baldur's Gate, is on the cover.
That's right.
The regular cover.
Yep. So yeah, if you're feeling some D&D energy, they released 2 books, this time.
Yep.
A little bit unusual for them, but Forgotten Realms has been around since the early 80s.
Yeah.
And
it was the backdrop setting for Adventure D&D 2nd edition.
Right. And it has remained pretty central to D&D's lore for ever since. Mm-hmm. Usually at the heart of it, and this is their kind of big push for it.
We also have another D&D board game called Edge of the Realms. This is designed by the guy who did, among other things, My Shelfie, the Silver and Gold, Baron Park, and of course Sushi Go. So a lot of good designs.
Is this one that's like a roll and ride?
No, it is a mapping game.
Okay.
So it is. I guess it is. It is a wrap. I believe it
sort of is.
It's a dice drafter actually.
Okay.
You're explorers of the Forgotten Realms. You're revealing new terrain and magical places. Everyone draws at the same time. You draw a map card, choose a map card, then you reveal them, add to your map, and you're trying to basically build activate landmarks, visit cities, fulfill quests.
Sorry, say, what's the name of this game?
This is called Edge of the Realms.
Edge of the Realms. You know what? I was blurring this with that Lord of the Rings thing that came out recently.
That one's a dice drafter.
Yeah.
This one is a map exploration game.
Okay.
Red Dragon Inn has 3 expansions. One is called Adventure is Nigh, which features character from the Adventure is Nigh YouTube series.
Okay.
So it's a standalone, or you can add it to your Red Dragon Inn. Then there's the Melvin vs. Mara, which is a friendly collegium librarian and a turncoat teacher of defensive magic. So some magic school characters.
That's fine.
And
they
then
always have a bunch of fun characters for Red Dragon.
Jin vs. Greppa, which is the friendly and popular Jin the Bard versus hardcore Snark Master Greppa. So bards.
Yeah.
Red Dragon is a fun group game. You play with a ton of people.
Right. I believe what the simple pitch is, it's after the D&D adventures are over, it's the party at the tavern.
You all go to the tavern and you try to be the last one drunk enough to get thrown out.
Yes.
So you're like serving drinks to other people and that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. It's fun. Seven Wonders Dice. This is another iteration of the popular Seven Wonders game. It is a roll and write.
Yep. Roll and Write's a cool game. I hadn't played those until a few years ago, and I was very impressed.
I've liked all the Seven Wonders I've played. I'm definitely going to try this one out.
Yep.
Twinkle Twinkle, which is a tile-laying game with clear plastic tiles connecting constellations, asteroids, that kind of thing. Ooh. And you want to watch out for black holes.
Uh-huh.
And whoever finds the highest score in the stars wins. So you're building a little tile.
Little constellation-y things or something? Yeah, that sounds fun.
Sounds like fun. The Hobbit There and Back Again is the dice drafter you were thinking of.
Yes.
It's by Reiner Knizia, who's designed 100 million games.
Right, he's one of the most prolific game designers of them all.
You play 8 unique and replayable adventures. Draft dice, overcome obstacles, make your way from Bag End to the Lonely Mountain.
So this is versions of The Hobbit.
Yep.
Specifically. Yep. So I guess it has does it? I assume it has incidents in there that are like the giant spiders and the trolls and
probably
Smaug in there somewhere.
Could be.
To Smaug in it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just says Bilbo.
All right, let's play it real quick and check.
Yeah, we'll take a break and then we'll play it.
No, we're gonna do it on the air.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I need about 30 minutes to read the rule book. I don't. Right. That's good for radio, right?
Yeah, people love dead silence for 30 minutes.
If it helps, I'll murmur to myself.
That will help. That'll be like ASMR. Yeah. It's our ASMR episode.
I'm going to murmur sexily into this microphone. You're going to hear me go like, Gollum, giant spiders.
Yep, that's a little spin-off we can do, Dave, the ASMR Roadcast. Lord of the Rings, another Lord of the Rings game, Duel for Middle-earth, which is their 2-player riff on the Seven Wonders duel. This is Allies. It's a little card pack that adds like a bunch of different cards into it.
Nice.
So you need a little change up or refresh.
Yep.
I'm probably going to pick this up. I really like the Seven Wonders duel, or the Lord of the Rings duel game. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Twilight Imperium gets a second expansion called Thunder's Edge. If you don't know Twilight Imperium, it's the game that takes like 8 hours to play.
Right. Infamously so, but it's also like the coolest ever Galactic Empire game you're going to play, probably.
Yep. Intergalactic Diplomacy and War.
Yeah, you're going to have all kinds of cool abilities that are going to be unique to the alien race that you're playing.
Yep.
You're going to get to Game of Thrones it on a level you can't even conceive of.
Correct.
And now you've got new options.
Yep. Warhammer Fantasy put out their High Elf Players Guide, so more their elf culture and Warhammer 40k RPG, the Imperium Maledictum is what it's called. I believe they're all Inquisitor type things.
I believe it is.
This is the Macharian Requisition Guide, which is weapons, armor. So it's their equipment book.
Okay, yeah.
People love the equipment. It's also got all the Imperial vehicles, which are fun.
We played the previous iteration of
I think the previous
maybe so of the 40k one, which began at least with an Inquisitor-centric thing.
Yeah.
And Inquisitors, I think, fit particularly well into the world because they're basically like they're agents working for an investigator.
Mm-hmm.
And so since most RPGs I feel like are sort of based around an investigation of something, even a dungeon is a kind of investigation. Right. So that it's a really good fit for it. I haven't had a chance to look closely at like the new iteration, but it's always such a cool grimdark setting. But like I would say, there's tons of fun lore and kind of a darkly humorous bent to a lot of it. So I suspect it's all good times.
A new board game that was on Kickstarter recently came out called Pantheon Demigods of Olympia. It's got a fun concept. Zeus has tasked some of the gods, which is you, the player, with reshaping the land by creating forests, mountains, and rivers according to your divine plan. but your divine siblings have a different vision for how the world should be reformed. So you're like changing the landscape. You're going to recruit powerful demigods to craft, and so basically you're trying to. The god who best matches their vision, assembles the strongest team of demigods, is victorious.
That sounds very cool. I like that.
We've got a new advent calendar for Halloween. You might be thinking, but Halloween's in 3 days, Randy. And it is. This came out late. It is also a 10-day advent calendar, not a 30-day advent calendar.
Okay, so you could use it on a future Halloween as a countdown.
Or you can get it right now and give everybody like 3 per day.
Right. And you know what? It's in a lot of our customers' heart, and in my heart, it's kind of always Halloween.
That's right.
So you like pick a month, make any month spooky.
But the advent calendar includes a dice tray, a custom D&D inclusion dice set, a glow-in-the-dark die, and a metal D20, and a dice bag.
Oh, that's all cool stuff.
Pretty cool stuff. BattleTech Essentials is a new starter set for BattleTech. They have a couple starters. This is like the basic starter set. 2 minis, quick start rules, a map. Like this is a if you have friends who are like, oh, I really like to do giant robots, but that's like a lot of rules. This is the way to go.
Yeah, get in a giant robot. Yep. Get out there, start beating up some dude. Watch out on your heat level.
Yep,
that can go up.
Heat level's important.
Heat level's important, and if you have to, eject and go on foot and hope that you get that 1 in a million shot that blows them up.
Correct.
That's what I know about those games.
That is all correct. That is the 100% right. Tales of the Valiant, the D&D...
What are the rivals?
That Kobold Press did.
Yeah.
They have 3 books that came out this week.
Oh, wow.
The Book of Blades, which is expanded player options for melee-focused martial classes. Monster Vault 2, which is new monsters.
Yep.
And Dungeons Deep, a 16 drop-in dungeons you can drop into your D&D or Tales of the Valiant campaign.
Oh, that's actually very handy. That all sounds like good stuff.
And then Unconscious Mind, the game about Sigmund Freud, has an expansion called the Nightmares expansion. Brings in nightmare dreams, metamorphoses, grief layers, uncanny clients, and more.
You think Freud, before he died, ever wondered, he's like, I wonder if I would ever have a board game?
I think it was his last words. He was like, please make a board game of me. And then he died.
I've tried to develop a complex system for quantifying the human subconscious. Please make a board game.
Yep. That's pretty sure that's if you go to Wikipedia, that's his last words canonically.
Yeah,
if you go to Wikipedia in like 10 minutes, because I got to make some edits real quick.
Yeah, I think he recorded it on a Memorex tape.
He actually recorded an ASMR style, Dave.
Before I go, there's just one thing I want to mention.
There's just one thing I need, and please make a board game of me. And then he died horribly and loudly, and it ruins the whole ASMR of it. Yeah,
he shrieked for about 13 minutes.
I am dying! Oh no, mother!
It was interesting that he cried out to his mother in his final moments.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
But then please have sex with me one more time before I die.
I hope no one heard that out of context. Someone stops in, someone's listening to the podcast and they're in their cubicle and their coworker walks by and that's what they hear. Like, what are you listening to?
I hope that is what they heard.
I hope so too, actually. All right. Let's talk comics.
Yes.
So yes, as Dave alluded to earlier, Marvel, DC, Deadpool, Batman #1, second printing. We ordered what was a massive amount of this comic, and we sold out in about a week.
Yes.
And so we ordered a pretty sizable amount of the second printing.
Yep. I think this is one of those that it is legitimately historic.
Mm-hmm.
It is, DC and Marvel had stopped talking for 20 years.
At least it might have been 30.
At least 20 years, yeah. And so this is their first big comic. It's good.
It's really good.
They gave the cover over to kind of one of the sort of fun surprises in it, which I think we did talk about a little bit, which is that it looks like they're going to do a version of the Amalgam universe from the 1990s, or at the very least they're dabbling in it.
Now, Dave, I just want to stop real quick.
Yeah?
You call it amalgam.
Yeah.
I call it amalgam.
Right. One of us is right.
One of us is wrong.
Yeah.
Do we know which one?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, it's funny because I had similar thoughts.
You pronounced it the way you did in the 90s, and
I want our listeners to weigh in. Please send us audio clips of how you say amalgam or amalgam.
Yeah, please do. But they have a blending of Wolverine, Logan, and Lobo, two hard asses meet as Logo, which was also a little bit tongue in cheek and meta and all that stuff. But it's not just the one-off concept; it is the execution of all that stuff, and it was actually really fun.
Yeah. There's also...
then he gets the cover, since that was kind of like the original character that is featured in this special.
There are also a couple pricey variant covers if you want to swing in and grab those.
That's true.
Couple. There's a Frank Miller cover that has his Wolverine Batman.
Yep.
Which is kind of fun, and I forget what the other one is, but it's not a good one. But I also like, who else? There's a Jeff and...
Jeff and Crypto one was so good. They did Wonder Woman and Captain America.
Cap.
There was also a really fun Daredevil and
Green Arrow
by Kevin Smith, I believe. I think that is all of the main ones. And then, the Lobo Wolverine fusion... I forgot that. Is it what he calls his bike? Weapon XXX. So fun. There's so much good. Kind of baked into that craziness that it's kind of the appeal of the amalgam, or if you want amalgam.
I'm almost sure you're right. I just. I don't hear it that way.
There's no way to look it up,
Nope.
So we just have to wait and see what the majority people who message us say.
A majority vote has never gone wrong in any place I can think of. So,
so that's the big reprint. There's some other reprints this week.
It is worth noting, by the way, that we just finished ordering the Deadpool, the Batman Deadpool,
right? DC's side,
which is DC's version, and I'm trying to remember where I can see that info. I posted in one of our chats, which is impossible to find. But
they
told
was in it?
What all the people were going to be. So there's there's a Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo, Laura Kinney, and Nightwing story.
Right, basically Wolverine. I saw that first, and I was like Wolverine and Nightwing, and I'm like, that sounds fun. But I'm like, actually X-23 / Laura Kinney / also Wolverine sometimes.
Yep.
And Nightwing, that actually sounds more fun to me than just the obvious Logan.
Yeah,
stuff.
they're doing. I actually really like that they're doing.
Like John Constantine.
There's a John Constantine Doctor Strange by James Tynion and Scott Snyder.
Man, like Tynion and Snyder, who broke out, was kind of I believe, sort of effectively a mentor for Tynion, who I like. Of the two of them, I've come to like Tynion more.
Same.
And he's, I feel like, bigger in the kind of circles right now. Very impressive. But those guys working together again?
Yeah.
And on Doctor Strange, Constantine, no less?
With artist Hayden Sherman, who you might remember as the artist of Absolute Wonder Woman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Then Mariko Tamaki and Amanda Connor are doing Harley Quinn and the Hulk.
Right.
Which is super
Sounds
fun.
like it's going to be a ridiculous good time.
And G. Willow Wilson and Dennis Cowan are telling the story of Static and Miss Marvel, which is a great pairing.
Yeah, that's a great team up.
And the lead is by Grant Morrison and Dan Mora.
Right.
Also, there are like 20 variant covers.
Right. And this is hitting in what, a couple weeks?
Should be about 3 weeks out.
Yeah.
And we have a large amount of orders. But, good to check in and come pick them up, pre-order if you want to.
The Deadpool Batman was such a fun surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yay, they're talking again, yay, they're doing a team up again. People know you and I are not the biggest Deadpool fan, but I think we both had a really good time with this.
Indeed. Neither of us much like Deadpool.
Yeah.
In fact, you might even say we both hate him.
Yes, but it was easy to recommend this.
Super fun. Yeah, great time. And also Zeb Wells, who is not one of my favorite writers, just nails it.
He knocked it out.
He got it great.
He knocked it out.
But yeah, the creative teams on the next one look great too. This is, if you've not read Deadpool Batman, this is a great one. It's also like if you have people who who have fallen out of comics, this will bring them back in.
Right, yeah. Or even if they just want a fun little burst, like where you're not going to get Batman and Deadpool anywhere else.
Yep.
It's not going to be in the movies, I'm sorry to say.
Probably not. Although if they did, they would make so much money.
They would make so much money.
There's also a second printing of Marvel Zombies #1.
Right,
the red band.
The red band bagged thing. Is it bagged?
It is bagged. Yeah. And we do have 2 as well, so you can come and catch up on the series.
Nice.
Skinbreaker #1 gets a second printing. This is the one by Robert Kirkman and David Finch.
Kind of, we described them as orc-like aliens that are, essentially this live a sort of tribal life, and there's an interesting sort of Succession, Game of Thronesy thing going on. But, it's done through that Kirkman violent style.
Yep.
It's not hyper-violent.
No, but it is violent.
But it is violent.
Not even as violent as Invincible.
It's not even as violent as Invincible.
I don't think we've seen anybody's Keith get punched out or anything.
Although Invincible didn't start out that violent. It may be as violent as Invincible started out.
It's true, yeah.
But with orcs.
But
they're from space.
There's 2 covers of that one, and we also have #2 of that, so you can catch up on that book. Yep. Absolute Batman, we're still trying to keep ahead of those. It's the only one we have no reprints of on the shelf except for #1.
Yep.
This week is a new #1 and copies of 10 and 11. So if you're trying to catch up, there's some back in print.
Right. We get them where we can.
There is a reprint of Murder Podcast #1. This is the new Ignition book.
Yeah, a little breakout comic from the Indie Lands.
And we've got issues 1 and 2 of that one as well. So if you want to jump on, time to jump on.
Do you remember, Randy, off the top of your head, the other than there being a murder-related podcast, what was the hook on it?
That is the hook. There's a murder podcast that is making people murder people.
Oh, right. That's right. So something weird about it. Mm-hmm. We should look into this.
There's programming in it.
Yeah.
If you listen to the podcast, you will become a murderer.
Oh, do you think it's like one of those cool ASMR comic podcasts that I've heard about?
I think it's probably similar. Which, by the way, go and kill your landlord. And I didn't say it, but
but I think we heard it.
I didn't hear anything. If anything was to happen, I would have no responsibility for it because I didn't say anything.
Randy, do you know the old SNL bit?
I do indeed know the old, yes. It's an Eddie Murphy bit.
Yep.
If anyone has not heard the kill your
C-I-L-L.
My landlord.
Yes. Carry on.
Anyway, we also have... Okay, on to the new stuff. Absolute Batman has an annual this week.
Right. This is the first annual of the Absolute line, I believe.
It is. And in fact, it has, 3 stories in it?
I think it's actually just 2.
Oh, it's just 2?
Yeah, okay. I thought it was 3 as well, but I only really saw 2 in there.
The first one is written and drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson? Is that right?
Yes.
From Transformers and various other things?
It is quite good. I was telling Randy a little bit about this, that it has to do with... it's a tale that actually has 2 sort of big things that happen. One, it is the early days of, I guess, Absolute Batman.
Yep.
That will places him up against some white supremacists.
Yep.
And the story also reveals something about his tech world.
Yep.
Something big about that. And in the process, they flash back, though, to him trying to... young Bruce Wayne talking to his father about trying to find your morality in a world that's really kind of turned to shit.
Yeah.
And his father trying to figure it out, and him trying to figure it out. And in the present, he tries to square away, kind of how he's doing what he's doing, and whether that fits what his father said. And it was actually really good. And also, by the way, if you want to see some white supremacists get beat down,
and I do.
Oh man, he can draw it.
I see him with a flamethrower, and I appreciate it.
Yep. Well, do you see this punch here, Randy?
Oh, man.
Jesus.
Daniel Warren Johnson is a wrestling fan. You can tell that in his work, and it's great.
Yeah. He also, I feel like these are some of the biggest brutal punches I've seen since, the original Sin City by Frank Miller.
Yep.
Randy, you know that scene where, what's the name of the dude in Sin City? Marv. You know when Marv is handcuffed to the serial killer dude who's too fast for him? Uh-huh. And he finally gets his one punch in?
Yeah.
And it's just... That's what that looks like.
Yeah, it's that.
Anyway. So that's in there. And I forget what the second one was.
The second story is by James Herron. Also, he's got to do some... he's worked with Cullen Bunn a lot on, Harrow County.
Yeah.
And he's worked on the BPRD stuff. He's a great artist.
I believe it is supposed to be the story of... who's the guy who...
Is it Black Mask?
Yeah, Black Mask's, what do they call his, agents? His creepy...
I think they just call him Black Masks.
His Black Mask people.
Yeah.
With their animal masks and stuff. It's, I think... almost their perspective as Batman is kind of when he was originally starting to take them down.
He just wrecks them?
No, well, I think so, but it's like it kind of inverts it. You see the sort of villain perspective.
Okay.
So there's an interesting notion in it.
Interesting. Age of Revelation continues to work quite well for me. There are 4 new books this week. When we get all 18 of them out, I will probably put out a ranking of what my favorite ones are. But
you did tell me about some of the stuff in here, and I was like, you know what? I'm not keeping up with it, but I have to admit, it sounds pretty cool. At its heart, it's a future where, what do we describe? The northeast of the United States. There essentially was Revelation, the era of apocalypse.
Yep.
Set off. He created this this plague that either killed people or turned them into mutants.
Right.
And that territory he's kind of claimed for himself as the mutant kingdom. Right.
And it is sort of expanding as the plague expands outward. And also he blamed another group, the 3K mutant extremist group, for it.
Right. So he's not people may kind of know or some know, but he's not he's not known to be an arch villain. Mm-hmm. He's known to be a leader of mutants, I guess.
Yeah.
And then so you get some stories that are set within this mutant zone, and then some stories that are outside.
Just on the outside of them. Yeah. So the 4 this week. Cloak or Dagger finds Cloak and Dagger sharing a body, kind of like Captain Marvel and Rick Jones used to do. But instead of the negative zone, they go into his Dark Force universe.
It's cool. And you were telling me she can, he or she can throw instead of the light knives.
They've sort of merged their powers a little bit. They can use their Dark Force. He can use light, and they're trying to protect this group of they're working with like paramilitary people to try and get people to a safe space away from the virus. Meanwhile, a deep cut X-Men villains are working against them.
Yep.
It's really good. I really like the way they do Cloak and Dagger. I really like the setup. Again, it's one of these things. Their world building is really good. I would not have thought to do this.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really good first issue. X-Vengers is it's a team of Avengers. Basically, a lot of the actual Avengers died during the plague. They show a memorial and point out like all the young Avengers died, most of the Avengers died, and so the ones who have stuck around are ones who were mutated by the plague and some mutants who've taken up the mantle.
I mean, you told me that, like, well, yeah.
You've got Danny Moonstar from New Mutants who's carrying Cap's shield.
Yep.
And is now, like, she was there when he died, and he gave her the shield. And she is, like, struggling with, like, am I supposed to be the leader, or did Cap just give me the shield because I was the only one there?
You know, Danny has always been one of the strong leaders in X-Men circles. Sure. Mm-hmm. And her being a Native American and inheriting his shield is a cool idea. I don't know if they'd make anything of that, but
they did some really cool stuff with it.
It's a cool mission.
There's also a mutated Scott Lang, a Black Widow.
Oh, you told me about the Hawkeye.
Yeah. Hawkeye has 4 arms. One of them is a cyber arm.
Yeah, I believe you told me he is carrying 2 bows.
Well, it's great because as they're going through, like, I think it's Danny's narration stuff, and she's talking about Black Widow, how she changed, Shang-Chi, how he changed, Vision has been infected with a technovirus. And then she gets, and as she does this, they're showing them all like doing their avenging thing. Because the accusers and Kree decide to attack the Earth, and the Avengers stand up to them.
That's interesting. So there is still what you would say is classic superhero stuff going on, like a threat from beyond.
Yep. This is them taking on an alien threat.
That is pretty cool.
But when she gets to Hawkeye, she's like, and Hawkeye, he's still Hawkeye, only with more arms. Which is pretty great.
You know what's kind of cool? What I think maybe sets this apart from Age of Apocalypse. Mm-hmm. I have not read Age of Apocalypse, but my impression is like was entirely an alternate world future about the X-Men. Just only X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
But here you kind of see the whole tapestry of the Marvel Universe, even though the X-Men kind of take center stage.
Yeah.
But you see the tapestry of it, you see that the world continues on, threats that would still have attacked still happen, and the world that is like so divided right now in their future still has to respond.
Oh, it may be time for me to do that ranking, because these are the last 4.
Oh.
So this is all the books have come out now. Yeah. And we have all of them. We have the first issue of all of them. I think we're running a little low.
You never know. What if one of them started out meh and swerved into great?
It's always
possible.
Or
started out great and swerved into meh.
I mean, by the end, I'll have a ranking. But, right now, I can rank which ones I like. Anyway, Expatriate X-Men, which is the Extraordinary X-Men team. It's Miss Marvel, one of the new characters, Bronze. Some other characters, Melee. Mystique is in here.
Okay.
They are a team that is using like teleportation and time travel to rescue people. It is an interesting sort of high concept book, and they are on a flotilla of ships, working as sort of the mutant resistance.
If they have time travel, can they not go and prevent some of the bad things?
It's not all the way time travel. It's like
little bursts.
So they're trying to rescue a mutant from a camp in this.
Yeah.
And they rescue him, and he gets shot in the chest, and they wind it back and do it again.
Okay.
So it's like they have a short time window.
It's more like a video game where you might be able to use it for like quick
exactly
stuff.
It's like quick saving in reality. Kind of a fun concept. I don't know all these characters, but I thought they did a good job with it. And then Undeadpool, which is Tim Seeley of Hack Slash, telling a story that is kind of Deadpool as a Freddy or a Jason style killer, and he's narrating it too. Deadpool is.
I guess you do want that.
Deadpool's not a mutant. So the X virus basically kicked his healing factor in a place where he's basically undead.
Okay.
And he has to eat people to survive.
Okay.
And this is him tracking. Does he
still have a semblance of his humanity?
Yeah, it's in his narration. He doesn't talk.
Yeah.
But his narration is Wade Wilson.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of fourth wall breaking and references. He's hunting down a group that's calling themselves what do they call themselves? The Alpha Warriors. An homage to Alpha Flight and the New Warriors.
Wow.
And as he says, he's like that'll thrill at least 6 fans. But yeah, and then it is him Jason style stalking them and killing them one by one with a big reveal at the end. Anyway, I am not the biggest Deadpool fan, but I thought this was a fun take.
Okay.
And it has a co-star who you might expect if you are a Deadpool fan.
Okay. Is it Cable?
Yes. I was trying to be ambiguous, Dave.
Listen, Randy, these sort of side series can sometimes lose people. I think sometimes you go big.
You got to mention the Cable's in there.
You give
it's a last page reveal.
It's the equivalent of a trailer where the trailer you're like, you know what? We probably did need to show this to hook people.
But I hate those trailers.
I know, but they're not probably wrong. What was the one that's coming out? The one that's the sci-fi one from the Martian dude.
Oh, yeah. The
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary does have a sort of big reveal in it, but I suspect they were probably right to do it. Or it would just look like a sort of generic thing where a guy went into space on some daring mission.
That's fair. I'm
still just saying don't like that reveal that you just gave is the Hail Mary trailer of comic reveals.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I think you're going to bring people in, Randy.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
There is another Marvel Rivals one-shot tied into their King in Black season they're doing. This features Jeff, Galacta, Squirrel Girl, all your favorite Marvel Rivals characters fighting Venomized versions of themselves.
Yeah, I believe that the premise from when I was making the sign for it was that they are on an intergalactic vacation.
Yep.
And they go to like the symbiote homeworld of Clintar,
Yep.
And shenanigans and dangerous stuff ensues.
Correct.
I want to go on a vacation with Jeff. He seems all right.
Do you?
I don't know. He's like a little bit of a naughty dog. I already have at my house a naughty dog, now that I think about it. I don't need him to be a shark, too.
You got a crypto?
No, he's honestly not as bad as Crypto.
Oh, he doesn't have superpowers.
My sister has a Crypto dog.
Oh no. Speaking of Crypto, Superman Red and Blue 2025 special. This is just a one-shot. This is one of those they like to do it's just red, blue are the only colors they use.
You know what? I don't often like these, to be honest. They're not bad, but I don't often like them. But I started to read this one because Paul Dini did the first story.
Yep.
And you know what? It ended up being pretty good. It is a kind of a cool story that has Superman and Supergirl in it, who's not unlike the Supergirl presented in the movie, which means she's a little bit of a wild child.
Yep.
From the new movie. But there's kind of a twist to it.
Okay.
And it's also got a little bit of that sort of almost Silver Age-y energy, Neo-Silver Age, like either from Grant Morrison's All-Star, or like Superman is like, he's like going to this planet where he has to fly through its force field atmosphere and stuff like that.
Yep.
And in essence, it starts out with him having to get to this super rare item to use it as payment as for the bail of Supergirl on this planet where she's in trouble.
Yep.
And then, like I said, there's a twist.
This also, so that's Paul Dini and Mirka Andolfo on art.
Oh, that's Mirka Andolfo.
Michael Walsh writes and draws. He's the guy who does Silver Coin for Image.
Yep.
Dan Abnett writes one of them, and Rainbow Rowell writes one of them. So
I have not seen Dan Abnett do DC stuff in a little while.
Yeah, I mean, he has done DC stuff, but I don't know what he's been working on.
It seems like it's been a bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, but since I ended up liking that first story, and I like several of those other creators, I am probably going to go ahead and read the rest of these. I have been enjoying Superman lately.
Ignition has another book called The Beauty. This is actually a book. There was an Image book a while back by Jeremy Hahn and Jason Hurley. They've added a new artist, Emanuela Lupacino, who's very good.
A little bit like The Substance, it was kind of, beauty mystique meets a little bit of like body horror and stuff, but I forget what exact. So in Beauty, you could die.
So they explain the premise in the first page.
Right.
They do a whole write-up. So basically, it's an STD called The Beauty.
Yes.
When you get it, your fat melts away, thinning hair returns, skin blemishes faded, facial features slimmed. Basically, you become this like model-level beautiful.
Yeah.
And then eventually it kills you.
Right.
But people would like go to sex.
Like combust or something?
Yeah, you combust. People would go to like sex parties, get The Beauty, because they wanted to be beautiful until they died horribly.
Yeah.
And this is
It sounds like it's asking some interesting questions.
And this is set in that world, and it follows a few different characters, some police detectives, a weatherman who basically wants to get The Beauty because he is a better weatherman than other people, but because he's not hot, the other hot people are like getting all the ratings and stuff. And a thief who runs across some unfortunate situations.
So these stories all sound like they find ways to look at sort of the beauty mystique through the kind of like investigation, suspense sort of lens of various stories.
Yep.
That's pretty cool sounding. That sounds good.
Yeah, I like it. Return to Sleepy Hollow is the next thing in IDW's horror line, their dark line. This is a sequel? Yes.
Yes. Randy, I think you haven't seen it in a while.
I've never seen the Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow.
So I can tell people, it is set like
15 years.
15 years
so
afterwards.
15 years the inside, yeah.
And there is a murder that has potential ties to the original film, to the Hessian that was played by Christopher Walken.
Uh-huh. The Hessian is the killer.
He is the Headless Horseman. And by the way, that is in the original story, that some people say that he was the ghost of a Hessian mercenary from the Revolutionary War who fought on the side of the of England and had his head taken off like by a cannonball.
It happens.
It
happened just yesterday.
People may remember that in the course of it, what's his name, Johnny Depp's character of Ichabod Crane, he took in, aside from getting together with Christina Ricci's character Katrina, he also
Katrina's an additional, right? She's not, or
she's in the original.
Story? Okay.
Yep. She's the sort of belle of the ball of the beauty of the town.
But in the book, Ichabod is like a school teacher or something, right? And
he is, he's like as opposed to being an investigator.
He's a forensic investigator or something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they changed it up,
which is probably a good idea.
You know, I don't know if you know, it was written by the guy who wrote Seven.
I did. It's the Sevenin.
It's the Sevenin, yeah. Kevin
Williamson.
Kevin Williamson, yeah. Anyway, there was a kid who was like 12 or something like that, who's like, I think one parent was killed by the Headless Horseman. He ended up kind of becoming the ally and sidekick of him in the first one, and he went off with him to New York when they left at the end. He is still with him, and it is now later, and he's almost like sort of an apprentice to the somewhat prickly and still very like Ichabod Crane is like, you know what? Because Randy, he's like supposed to be like the one in the year 1799. He was like trying these new scientific methods and of forensics, and everybody was like, "Oh, you crazy?" You know. Yeah. And so who that is in there, but there is supernatural stuff in the movie.
Right.
So ironically, even though he is right to use these techniques, it is shown. It is in the end something mystical. Now, 15 years later, he's like, I think that was all mass hysteria, like this or that.
Is this like a Scully thing where he doesn't believe a thing that definitely happened?
A little bit. But he goes back anyway. Katrina and he are not together anymore. She has already gone back and has an interesting career in the town.
What is it?
She is the oh my gosh, not embalmer, but she like works the like.
Oh, okay.
What do you call it? Not a morgue. It's
I don't know.
What do you call it where you store the dead people's funeral home?
A morgue. It's a morgue.
But it's not like you're not like doing. It's like
mortuary.
Mortuary. Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe so.
I don't know.
Anyway. She's doing something like that. I think it was like one of those things that they didn't have in 1799.
Sure.
There's a nicer name for it. Anyway, that's not like CSI-ish.
Yep.
But anyway, obviously the characters though from the original get together again. There's a mystery that will involve something else supernatural going on. We don't know exactly whether it'll be the Headless Horseman or whether he'll be involved, but it does seem like it's adjacent to it. And by the way, Randy, if you never saw it, it was like this twisty-turny mystery, I think modeled on like Hammer horror movies, where they would expand on things in a sort of more gory way and stuff like that. Still went through the Tim Burton filter, but it is like a whodunit. It is almost like a dark Scooby-Doo sort of thing, and there even is humor, like a fair amount of humor in it too. I quasi recommend it. It's a fun if flawed movie.
Okay,
great Danny Elfman score.
And this is a sequel to it.
I think it's fun. The art might throw people a little bit. It's actually very detailed, and it kind of has the look. I think a good look. But the guys' likenesses are not super great. It's just not like where their skill set is.
Right.
It looks more like old illustrations from like the 1900s, and it looks really cool. But just know that going in, that you're not going to look and say like, oh, that looks exactly like Christina Ricci or Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
But you'll know who
Which is okay.
He's the skinny dude.
It's not supposed to be Johnny Depp. It's supposed to be Ichabod Crane.
It's his version of Ichabod Crane. But anyway, I thought it's a good first issue.
Supernatural gets a comic, which they've only written one Supernatural. This is the show Supernatural. Right. It ran for like 15 seasons and has a dedicated fandom.
Sam and Dean, two brothers fighting supernatural stuff.
Driving a muscle car.
Driving muscle cars and trying to figure out what happened with, I guess, both their mom and dad, and then there's a million other things that happened afterwards.
At some point they meet God and angels and all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Greg Pak, who wrote World War Hulk, and stuff like that.
Yep. This is from Dynamite.
Is doing it.
Yep.
And it's set between seasons 2 and 3. I did look that up.
So yeah, if you want some more supernatural in your life, there's a Supernatural comic now.
Yes, there is.
Only the second one they did. I think Brian Wood wrote a miniseries called Dogs of Edinburgh. That was a random like DC Vertigo thing.
Yep.
Like probably 20 years ago.
Yep. People periodically come into the store and said, "Hey, are there any comics from Supernatural?" And I was like 10 or 15in years ago,
like you'd think there was, but there isn't. But now there is.
Now there is. So pipe down. So pipe down. Buy it.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had to get harsh with you there.
I'm not sorry.
You know that you can put on some classic rock and read this because that was the thing on this show.
True. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Annual, written by Kenny Porter, who's done some writing before. Art by Michael Shelfer. I don't recognize, but it's nice looking art. Not going to round to this, but I think we've both been enjoying the TMNT quite a bit.
Yeah, I can sort of tell people that there's Jason Aaron showed the brothers, the Turtles, very much divided when it began. Literally, they had gone their separate ways and were completely fractured from working together as a family. Yep. And that was at the start of Jason Aaron's run. Now 12 issues in, they've reformed. This annual flashes back to reveal untold tales of their times when they were apart. And, it's pretty interesting. Just as a random example, Michelangelo was, the star of this Super Sentai show in Japan. Mm-hmm. And they're shooting in this area that has, that's supposed to be kind of like a holy site, Yep. I don't know if it's a Shinto site or whatever, but it's sort of holy. And he's some people are saying, "Hey, you really shouldn't be filming around here." And he's a little bit like, "Hey, I'm a star, baby." He's like, "We'll clean up afterwards." But when he is out catching some fresh air or something like that, he runs into, he's attacked by a tengu, one of those bird creatures from Japanese folklore. Yep. And there's a question of whether it's an actual tengu or a mutant like him. Yep. And that seems to be defending the countryside. So there's some cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
My favorite part in there is when the other turtles are say something like, "That didn't really happen, did it?" And he's like, "Guys, we've seen the craziest stuff." He's like, "We've been to space." He's like, "Yeah, it happened.
We've time traveled."
Yes. But anyway, if you're enjoying the current TMNT, you should probably check out the annual.
There's also a new from Dynamite, Disney Maleficent #1.
Yeah, I like the previous Maleficent miniseries they did, which was, they let her be a cool bad girl in it, and I believe this is showing right before, I think, in the time, right before she, poisons Sleeping Beauty? Is that Aurora? Yeah, I think so, yeah. Aurora. Her sort of buildup of power beforehand, because, when she shows up and, curses her and stuff like that, she is, got, an evil castle and, a dragon and all kinds of stuff. Yep. And I think this is kind of showing how she built up that power. The art looks beautiful, and I mean, it's really good. Nice. As it was in the previous
good artists.
Ones. Yeah. So I think if that sounds interesting to you, it looks pretty good.
The John Hickman's cosmic story that he's been doing, Imperial, ends this week.
Oh yes, big things afoot. Yep. There, big reveal. Basically, you're going to, by the end of it, find out who is the head of the cosmic stage in the Marvel universe. Right. And where sort of the dominoes land for all the different factions, whether it's Wakanda, the Shi'ar, Kree and Skrull, and stuff like that. So you're going to kind of... It's setting the stage for where things will go in the future.
Battleworld #2. This is Christos Gage and Marcus Toe's Secret Wars 3 or 4 or whatever it is, essentially.
Different timeline heroes.
Yeah, different heroes from different timelines.
And we like that first issue.
Put together. I like the second issue a lot. It's... Arcade is the bad guy.
Nice.
And he has cosmic powers. It's riffing on...
Right, he wants to make this battle world into his
murder world.
A giant planet-sized murder world. Cool idea, love it.
He has a level of power because of this that can basically take on Thor. And so they have to think their way through it. What's interesting is Arcade forgot that Hank Pym in Christos Gage's Avengers Academy was one of the teachers and mentors. Yeah. And then Arcade was the bad guy in Avengers Underworld or whatever it was when they did a battle royale with
Avengers Arena.
Yeah. And it was basically some of Hank's students died at the hands of Arcade. Oh. And so he's got a grudge against him. Yeah. And it happens to be the Arcade from his world. And so they basically the other team of heroes, which includes the Avenging Wasp, Storm from Days of Future Past, the early days Spider-Man, and Bucky from World War II. They basically go to Hank we need you to help us do this, to go rescue the people who've been taken. And he basically uses his knowledge to go up against Arcade and stop him from making a battle world. And in this battle world, he also has CrossGen's Mystic.
That's
fighting
crazy.
Characters.
Is that who I saw when you were flipping through it?
Yes.
Did I see Jack of Hearts in there?
No. No, it was Mystic.
Okay. So that is interesting because Marvel has had the cross-gen license for years and years now. They ended up acquiring it. If people don't remember, cross-gen in the early 2000s was a breakout company that could have been like really something big, and for like 3 or 4 years at least they were.
Yeah.
Kind of a genuine rival to like say Dark Horse and Image Comics and stuff like that. And they were doing kind of genres that weren't being covered well, like fantasy, western, martial arts, and stuff like this. They had some of the best artists in the world on them. But then they overreached and the company collapsed and they went nowhere. But Marvel does have their characters. And I think you and I were talking about this, Randy. We were saying that like they probably could be integrated into the Marvel universe without too much trouble. Oh, I have a quick question for you. Hank Pym, Avengers Arena thing. Does this suggest that the events of Avengers Arena took place on an alternate world?
No.
Okay,
he is from our timeline.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought Avengers Arena was in the regular Marvel universe.
It was.
Okay.
It was.
So the people who died in there did die.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Christos Gage is a guy who uses continuity well. He is definitely a guy.
He knows his stuff.
In his backup, he has the notes as about where everybody came from.
Yeah.
Like annotations in the back, which is great. And he also says at the beginning, he's like that's a character from the New Universe comics circa 1986. The best year for comics ever. Apologies to my colleagues, we're good but not that good. I would agree with that. 1986 is the best year for comics.
Man, that is...
So he is... I swear this book is written just for me. If you happen to enjoy it as well, that's great, and we can be friends.
Everybody deserves a book that is basically written just for them.
It's so much fun. I really like it. And it's full of deep cuts. It's classic superhero action.
Yeah.
Really good. My Mortal Thor #3. This is Al Ewing's sort of strange Thor book where Thor
depowered Thor
doesn't have any powers but does have a hammer he beats people bloody with.
Yep.
He's a construction worker.
Yep.
There seem to be 2 different Lokis running around too, if I'm reading this correctly.
Okay.
And maybe an Odin.
Okay.
Interesting stuff.
You know what that reminds me of? Like when JMS relaunched Thor like 15 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, they were in Oklahoma.
Years ago.
Yeah.
They were in Oklahoma, but all the gods had incarnated as humans who didn't necessarily know that they were like, I'm Fandral, I'm Heimdall, and all this stuff. I wonder if some version of that magic is going on.
Yeah, maybe so.
Al Ewing does do... You know what? Al Ewing, like Christos Gage, he uses continuity pretty smartly.
Emma Frost White Queen wraps up this week. I really like this story. I think you and Nick both fell off of it.
I fell off a little bit, but you would tell me about some stuff and it sounded pretty good.
This is all about Emma Frost and how she manipulates her way back into being the White Queen after being betrayed. And
this is kind of like her earlier
days. There's a whole scheme of her trying to figure out who was scheming against her.
Well, am I correct, Randy? This is more or less about like earlier days?
Earlier days.
What would be 5 or 10 years ago in Marvel times?
It guest stars Mystique in a really clever way.
Oh.
I really dug this. I am not the world's biggest Emma Frost fan. I especially like her better as a villain than a hero. But this was a fun flashback miniseries. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Runaways #5 concludes the latest Rainbow Rowell's Runaways during the Doom One World Under Doom story. It's another fun story.
Yeah. I'm behind on that book, but I really liked what I read previously.
Another Ignition Press. This is their sort of horror line called Voyeur.
This was the one that was the guy who was working at like a fancy kind of White Lotus club.
Yep.
And perving on this chick through the camera, only to find out that she was maybe there to like rob some kind of art.
Right. This second issue is from her point of view. What all happens? It leads up to the same moment that the last one ends in.
It was kind of a twisty, crimey, seamy.
It's also very sexy. It's like this is a Silk Stockings kind of sexy crime thing.
It was pretty good. I will definitely read the second issue.
The latest Godzilla vs. America one-shot, Godzilla vs. Kansas City. Presumably he is going to stomp them for having the wrong kind of barbecue. Art includes a story by Freddie Williams. And I recognize some of these names, Kyle Strom and some of these from other Godzilla stuff. But Yep. Godzilla taking on another American city. We do have trades and stuff this week. We've got The Complete Harrow County. This is Cullen Bunn's witchy rural book.
Yeah,
I really like this. It's got beautiful art.
Yeah, there's kind of a cool painted art. If you're looking for
James Herron.
Yeah.
Earlier.
If you're looking for some sort of I think a little bit Southern Gothic kind of painted art.
Yeah,
it's really amazing looking.
Yeah,
look
really
it up.
good.
Look up Harrow County. Just Google it right now.
Deadpool's Affirmations.
What is this?
A book of Deadpool's Affirmations.
I mean, that sounds pretty good.
Department of Truth, Volume 6. which is another James Tynion book, the conspiracy book.
Yep.
Really like that one. Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer Volume 1, which is what it sounds like. Jonah Hex All-Star Western Omnibus. It's a big collection of all the...
Recent.
5-10 years ago now.
Right, but like Jonah Hex started in like the 60s or 70s.
But this was all written by Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray and has spectacular artwork. Like Darwin Cook's in there. Yeah. Eduardo Barreto, I want to say. There's a bunch of really nice... If you like Westerns,
oh my gosh,
this is gorgeous.
Who's the artist who did Planetary who passed away?
John Cassaday.
Did he do...
I believe he did some as well.
I feel like he did something.
He was there, liked Westerns, so yeah. The Marvel and Disney What Ifs are collected into a trade. That's What If Donald Duck was Iron Man?
Right.
What If Mickey Mouse was part of the Fantastic Four?
Yep.
These are all fun if you're a Disney and Marvel fan. Good mashup. Another slightly weird one, Marvel Tales by J. Michael Straczynski. These are all those one-shots, the word team-up of what? Yep. Captain America and Volstagg.
Right. Fin Fang Foom versus Nick Fury. Like, these are bonkers high-concept ones that, like, I'm not going to say every one of these works. But you know what? He usually has an interesting perspective on it, and you're not going to get the same old.
Yeah,
I guarantee it. It's interesting to see. Basically, they let him play around in the Marvel Universe and find some interesting things. Yeah, where does Rocket Raccoon and Doctor Doom meet?
Surprisingly fun, that one. Yeah. They're all surprisingly fun. They're weird, but they're fun. Paper Girls Backpack Edition. This is the Cliff Chang art, Brian Vaughan writing, 80s like sci-fi thing.
Kids on bikes, but it happens to be girl kids on bikes.
And these is the smaller digest versions. They're doing a lot of these.
Nice.
So. Universal Monsters: The Mummy. This was the one by Faith Erin Hicks. Really like this one.
I want to read it now that it's done.
This is a hardcover.
I remember the art was really beautiful.
Yeah.
And was it focusing on the daughter of the kind of like archaeologist
guy? I believe
it
was, yes.
And she got to sort of take front and center stage, and I thought it was really well done from what I saw. I always want more mummy material.
Yeah, sure. The Wake, which is a reprint. It's been on a print now.
Early Scott
Snyder with Sean Murphy on art. This was like the Abyss. It was was like on an oil rig, and there was something coming up from the water, and good stuff. Also worth noting, a couple things that ended this week. Batman and Robin Year 1 wraps with number 12. Yep. Batman Last Halloween wraps with number 10.
Oh, it's the final issue.
I think. I'm almost sure.
I think you're right.
All right. Rather than take a break, let's roll on through it.
Sure.
There's no Nick here to cause things to be, I don't know,
disrupted, and we also aren't going to pause to watch any trailers, I think, this week. So we'll just, on to, do we have any news?
I was just going to talk about some scary movies I've been watching.
Oh, okay, sure.
It is still Halloween. I did not manage my 31 movies in 31 days.
Okay.
I did fall behind a little bit, even with my starting. I didn't hit a movie every day. And,
you know what? It's a hard one to hit.
Yeah. But I have seen like 20 movies.
You got to be preternaturally dedicated.
So I rewatched.
21's pretty good.
I rewatched Get Out with a friend who had never seen it.
Yes.
And she loved it. And I had not watched it in years, and I forget just how good that movie is.
And I feel like there's just not a bad scene in the whole movie. It's in a way we've compared because the obvious thing. This was made by Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele's his first one.
Right, it's his first one. And what's his name? The guy who does the Barbarian and Weapons.
Zach Cregger.
They basically were both comedians who became horror guys.
Yep.
And they both do use a fair amount of humor in their horror stuff. And like I feel like they're also like kind of consummate entertainers, because I feel like, again, you don't watch a scene and get bored with any of these things. It's always interesting. So I love Get Out.
This also has a great cast. Daniel Kaluuya,
he's the lead,
Williams,
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Allison Williams plays his girlfriend. Catherine Keener and Bradley Whitford play the parents.
Oh my God, killer casting.
Lakeith Stanfield is the first guy we see abducted.
Yeah. That opening scene is chilling.
Yeah. Stephen Root is a guy who's at the party. He's great. He's got a big role. And Lil Rel Howery, playing the TSA agent, is the perfect blend of costume. Dave,
scene stealer.
The bit where he goes and tries to explain to the cops what's going on, and then they're laying it out, and it's this female cop and the two guys behind her, and it seems like they're taking him real seriously. And then it's like that. I don't know if you remember this.
Not quite.
He's telling her they're kidnapping black people and making them sex slaves. And what is going on? He's 100% right about what's going on.
Right.
Or more or less.
He's basically got it figured out.
and it sounds crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And so they just all laugh at him.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't say I never gave you guys nothing. I brought you into here to hear this crazy story.
Yeah.
And then they kick him out.
Right.
It's so good.
Well, I don't remember... I must have just come across it or how I watched it recently.
Yeah.
But I also watched the scene where the girlfriend calls him or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, I think, setting the seeds for like, oh, he went back a few days ago. Has he not been there yet?
And she flips the switch to Psycho.
Right. And she also like kind of flirts with him. She's like, I always kind of liked you actually or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's great or whatever. And you see, for a minute it seems like he might be kind of under her spell. Then he hangs up the phone. And what is he like?
He's like... No, that's before that. That's, early on he calls her, and they're being friendly, and he's like, she's lying.
Yeah. I was like, I love those scenes with them. Man, I love this movie.
Really great.
Good revisit.
And definitely held up. I definitely really enjoyed it.
Would you say, like me, Randy, you think, it's still my favorite of his movies?
For sure. Nothing's even close, actually. I really like Nope, and I quite liked Us, but,
not as good. Not as good as
Get Out is the best so far. Watched sort of randomly. I was on one of these on my random list. Yeah. Oh no, I wasn't even on list. It was on like Paramount Plus or something.
Yeah.
A movie called I See You from 2019.
Okay.
It is. It stars Helen Hunt, who I loved in Mad About You.
Yeah.
And a guy named John Tenney, who I didn't recognize. Nick knew who he was.
Okay.
They are parents of a teenage son named Connor. Played by Judah Lewis, who I don't know either really well.
Okay.
There's clearly some tension going on in the house. She's a therapist. He is a investigator.
Okay.
And there's a kid that's gone missing, and like a teenage or young just almost teenage boy gets missing, and her husband is the investigator on that with his partner.
Sure.
And then at home there's all this domestic drama because it becomes clear she cheated on him, and the kid is really mad at her. She's trying to get back in their good graces.
Yep.
It's real tense, and there's something like weird and supernatural going on in their home.
Sounds interesting.
And then there's a reveal of what's going on in their home with a couple other characters, and I'm like, oh, that was good. I didn't see that coming, and it's got a little bit of like, oh, I didn't get that.
What's the movie called?
It's called I See You.
Okay.
And then there's a last act twist that kind of ruins the whole movie.
Oh, interesting.
I've run across this with horror more often than not recently. Of like, don't do your last twist because it's probably not good and it'll ruin the whole movie.
Yeah, but they really like to pull that rug out.
Yeah, but David, we don't talk about this much because of spoilers, but One Cut of the Dead, like, seems like one thing and then is another thing?
Yes.
This has that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the great third act that One Cut has.
Right. One Cut of the Dead is an amazing movie that it comes together so amazingly in like the last 15 minutes.
You're not going to watching it at the first part. You're like, this is okay. Why are you so hyped about this?
Yeah.
It's only after you see all of it that you'll understand why.
Yep.
This is not that. This is more like it gets that twist, but then it sells it it ruins with another twist.
Yeah, I guess you have to have a good twist. Is
the other movie I watched and just really hated, like not just disliked but absolutely hated, is a Shudder original called Sorry About the Demon.
Okay. I've
been wanting to watch this for a while. I don't remember what put it on my radar, but somebody reviewed it or something and said it was good or funny or whatever. It's got I'm trying to see what it's ranked on IMDb. Oh, okay, it's 5 of 10, which is high. It's about a guy who he's kind of a nebbish. He's a phone support for a toothpaste company.
Okay.
And his girlfriend breaks up with him.
Okay.
And while this is going on, a family has their little girl is possessed by a demon in their house. And they make a deal with the demon. They're like, look, we'll sell this house to somebody else and you can possess them. Just give us the daughter back. Okay. And the demon agrees to this. So is
this portrayed comedically?
Comedically.
Okay.
In theory. It's supposed to be comedic. It's not in any way funny.
Okay.
It is it's so basically this company they sell the house to this guy who's come off a breakup.
Yep.
In a really good terms because they want him to be the sacrifice. But this guy's such a nebus, the demon does not want him.
I see.
And so
that's kind of a funny premise.
There's a lot of good stuff in the premise. His best buddy tries to hook him up with another girl. His girlfriend is maybe he wants to get back together with her. The demon, there's also ghosts in the house that the demon is taking control of. There's a lot of elements here, but the writing is so poor.
Oh.
The characters aren't that interesting. None of the jokes land, and it can't really decide on tone, whether it wants to be scary or funny.
Yeah.
It really did not work for me. There's a version of this movie that's great.
Did you say it's 5 out of 10 on IMDb?
5 out of 10 on IMDb, which I feel like is high.
Yeah.
I definitely do not recommend watching this. It was a bummer.
Yeah, I probably wasn't going to cross. Great. But if I had read the premise, I would have been premise. Oh, that could be fun.
Great premise. No characters. No actors I know in it. Like, it's a weird Shudder original, but yeah, I do not stay away from this movie. On the other hand, I went and saw with my friend a movie called Paranorman.
Yes.
This is it's an animated movie, but it is all puppetry.
Now, Paranorman, is it new or has it been out?
It has been out. It came out in 2012.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought it was an older movie.
It's a stop-motion animation by Leica, the guys who did Kubo and the Two Strings.
Yep.
A few other things. But if you didn't know that, you would think this was computer animated. It is spectacularly good puppetry.
Yeah. It
is amazing to look at. And in addition to being that, it's a great movie. I really enjoyed this. So it's a good one also if you have people who aren't spooky in your life.
Right. You just want something kind of lightly...
This is very Halloween-y and it's not super scary. It's about a boy named Norman who he has ancestors who can see ghosts.
Okay.
And he can see ghosts. Like his grandmother hangs around and talks to him because she has a ghost hanging in their house. His dad, voiced by Jeff Garlin, does not believe in it and is tired of his kid talking about it. And his sister, played by Anna Kendrick, is sort of like a typical... It's kind of like the Candace from Phineas and Ferb. She's the teenage girl who just wants to date boys.
A little self-absorbed.
And her weird little brother is just ruining things.
Right.
But so he lives in this town that has a famous witch who was, it's almost like, I've heard it say it was like modern day Salem where it's very touristy.
Right.
So there's a place called Witchy Wieners that sells hot dogs.
Right.
It is basically all about the tourism is based on these people who burned a witch and then got cursed.
Yeah.
And it turns out that's real, and the witch might come back, and Norman learns that he has to be involved in stopping this. There's some great twists and turns. There are zombies. There's ghosts. It's a lot of... He's got a sort of a nerdy, chubby best friend.
In a weird way, I know it's not the same, but it reminded me of a pretty good... slightly off the beaten path movie called Monster House.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun. Really good voice cast. John Goodman's in it.
Always love him.
And I wasn't sure what to expect. My friend, it's one of her favorite movies, and we went and saw it as for a thing for her, because it was in theaters again.
Oh, right.
And this was delightful. I loved it way more than I expected to. And if you get the Blu-ray or whatever that has the behind-the-scenes features... You can see all the amazing puppetry and stuff, appreciate it on another level, because it is also just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really good. Also, Dave, this is a weird comparison, but you know that movie, it's not White, it's Some Like It Hot.
Yes.
You know Some Like It Hot has a weirdly progressive ending?
Yes, it does.
So does this.
Oh, nice.
In 2012, it's not quite weird for 2012, but it felt a little ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And it was a funny bit.
I dig that.
It's really good. I liked it a lot. I would recommend it, especially if you don't like spooky, but you want to do something spoopy, perhaps.
Right. I think a lot of people are like that.
If you like spooky, though, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein has come out.
Yep. Is it out?
It's out it's a limited run in theaters, I think, till Halloween.
Yeah.
And then a week after, it's going to premiere on Netflix.
Okay.
Go and see it in the big screen if you can.
Yeah.
It is, as expected with Guillermo del Toro, gorgeous.
Yeah, visually.
But it's also... Oscar Isaac plays a sort of manic Dr. Frankenstein.
I forgot it was Oscar Isaac.
Jacob Elordi plays a very fuckable Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
And Mia Goth plays a version of Elizabeth, his wife, his lover, or whatever, that I found really intriguing and well done.
Mia Goth, who was a breakout in T. West's Pearl and all of those movies.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Really, if you know Guillermo del Toro, you know what you're getting in for. It's a lot of Victorian. Right. It's there's some romance, some gothic stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty good with kind of gothic tragedy.
It's very drawn. It's true to the book, but they made some notable changes.
Sure.
There's
occasionally you see people arguing over true to the book or not, and I'm like, the original movie was not wildly true to the book, but is acknowledged as one of the great horror movies of all time.
Yep.
And so I'm like, the fidelity isn't some instant win.
This is true to the book in the right places, but also there's a new character played by Christoph Waltz who is fantastic.
Yeah, I remember you talking about him yesterday, and it sounded good.
The setup of his lab is really cool and impressive. There's some really gory gothic stuff when he's building his monster.
Yeah,
and their take on Frankenstein. Their Jacob Elordi.
Yeah.
They also do. He's telling the whole story to a whaling ship that's stuck in the ice.
Right. That for sure.
Goes back to the book.
Yeah.
It was really good. It may be my favorite Frankenstein I've seen.
Okay.
Definitely worth a look.
I used to be a little bit hot and cold with Guillermo del Toro.
Yep.
I honestly am that way for a lot of movies that people love him for, like Pan's Labyrinth and stuff like that.
I love Pan's Labyrinth.
But the last movie I saw from him, his least Guillermo movie, in my opinion, I loved.
What was it?
Nightmare Alley.
Oh, right. I like that one, too.
Man, that was good.
Yeah.
And it was Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
And I was about to say Bradley Whitford. That'd be a different movie.
No.
But yes, you know what I'm saying. There's like no monsters per se in that one. That was a dark noir set in and around like carny folk and circus grifters and stuff like that. I like that one a lot. And
that was really good.
But like it had a good script and stuff.
Yeah.
And I know it was based on a classic noir from like the 50s or 60s. So anyway, though, so he's kind of back on my radar again, and I'm looking forward to this.
The last one I saw also in the theater, I saw 2 movies in the theater on the same day, which has not happened in a long time.
Outrageous.
Yeah.
What are you, Johnny Cinema?
I am Johnny Cinema. Black Phone 2.
Oh yeah.
So I watched Black Phone as part of my Halloween lead-in, and liked it quite a bit.
Yep.
This is based on a Joe Hill story, at least the original ones. I believe this is an original sequel.
Yep.
By Scott Derrickson and C. Robert Cargill, the guys who did Doctor Strange, Austin guys. I'm not sure Scott Derrickson's Austin guy. He may not be. But Dave, you've seen Black Phone.
I saw Black Phone. I liked but didn't love Black Phone.
Yeah.
And part of it was because Joe Hill's particular writing quirks, which I think from the story translated into the movie, didn't quite do it for me. I liked lots of it.
I think you'll like the second one better because it's a little less Joe Hilly.
I sometimes encounter that sort of that phenomenon. I can say that I think it has a cool premise. I think it had a lot of really great effective scenes, and I liked Ethan Hawke as the creepy ass
grabber.
The grabber, yeah. So this is like, what was the original set in the 70s?
Late 70s,
or early 80s?
I think. So this is set in 1982.
Okay.
And most of it takes place in a snowed-in camp in the mountains of Colorado.
Yep. Do we want to quick say the premise of the first one?
Yeah, sure.
There was you'll know it better than I did because you've hadn't seen it in a while. But the community, this town is gripped by terror because someone has been kidnapping children.
Yes,
and they literally call him the grabber.
The grabber.
Do they know what his deal is?
No, they don't. We don't really know his deal. They don't fully explain it.
Well, right, but he doesn't he have like a van with like balloons? And
right,
stuff
they
like
don't
that?
know that.
That's not a publicly known
But the
thing.
sister of the guy who's the kid who's going to be the lead,
yes,
she has like psychic powers, and she sees these black balloons, and she's telling the cops about it, and they're like, "How do you know that? We haven't released that detail."
Right.
And her dad, her abusive alcoholic dad, played by Jeremy Davies from Lost.
Oh yeah.
He is
really doing a very good job playing a bad dad.
He basically doesn't want her to say anything about it because her mom was also psychic and killed herself.
Right.
The kid, Finney, played by Mason Thames.
See the lead.
He's the lead. He's the lead. He also has a sort of a psychic ability, which we discover later when he gets taken by the grabber, who has taken one of his friends,
right,
and also one of his bullies.
He winds up sort of in this cellar, in prison.
Yep. And there's a phone, a black phone, that rings, and he can talk to the kids who were killed by the grabber. They don't have full memories because they're like ghostly.
It's like the ghosts of the victims.
But they can give him little bits of details that helps him survive and eventually, spoiler, kill the grabber.
Right.
You're like, the grabber's dead. How to do a black phone too? Well, as the grabber says on the new phone that's on a phone booth on the ice at this camp, he's like, you should know that death isn't the end.
Yeah.
And so now it's like the grabber is like a supernatural foe. His sister is still having the psychic visions. And so basically, Finney, who definitely has some PTSD from what he's gone through.
Yeah.
And like, he's now getting in fights because everybody thinks he's a badass because he killed the serial killer.
Right.
And he is traumatized, but like trying to push it all down. Same actor. It's 1982, so it's gone like they were young teenagers and now they're older teenagers.
Okay.
And his sister has like a mutual crush on a nerdy guy.
Yeah.
And the three of them decide to go up to this cabin because she's been having dreams about someone calling her there.
Yeah.
Which then starts to tie into their mother and the grabber's history. And
sounds like they really incorporate stuff that they laid the seeds for in the first one,
they did.
Even if it wasn't meant to have a sequel originally.
It's one of those things like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe does this well, where they're like, okay, what do we lay seeds for that we can now go and pick up?
Right. And some of those things where it's like, well, my impression originally was that the sad story about the mother was mostly there to lend depth to the alcoholic dad and suggest it's like, oh yes, he's a terrible person, but we can kind of at least see somewhat how he got there.
Everybody grows in this sequel. The dad, the little girl.
I feel like there were
boy.
like small hints with the dad in the first one. Yeah. But I did sort of appreciate that it wasn't like, oh, I'm a changed guy at the end of this.
And he's still not, but they definitely give him more of an arc.
Interesting.
As with the son, the daughter gets a lot more story time in this. Mm-hmm. The reveal of like what's going on at this camp and how it ties into them and the grabber, really well done. Like this is a great sequel. I don't know if I quite say it's better than the first one, but I think, Dave, for you it might be.
Okay, and you would say that it's at the very least one that definitely lives up.
Oh yeah. I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite things I've seen this season. So
you're saying people should grab it?
Go grab it.
But don't grab it like the grabber would and kidnap it and keep it in your basement.
Yeah. The grabber also has a great...
Just watch.
Grabber's also played by Ethan Hawke, who's fantastic.
I really
And he has that
Ethan
cool,
Hawke.
like, granite mask.
Yeah, he's got it's like a granite Green Goblin mask.
Yeah.
It's scary. Scarier than the actual Green Goblin.
It is, yes.
By far.
Although, if Willem Dafoe was in your room acting like the Green Goblin, you'd be scared.
Listen, Willem Dafoe made that character work as well as he could.
Yes, he
conceivably could.
That's it for me. I think, like I said, I'll probably watch a couple more in the next few days. Planning on actually watching some on Halloween.
I haven't seen a lot but I'm going to catch a few on Friday and Thursday and Friday, I guess. And so I will have some to report on next week.
Yeah, I think you were asking for people to give you their recommendations.
Yep. As sometimes happens with those, people didn't necessarily listen to my instructions.
Yes, I saw the person who was like, you need to go see... What was it? It's like...
Cliff did suggest that I see Weapons.
He's like, go see Weapons, and I'm like, I almost posted. I'm like, Dave's seen Weapons at least twice now.
I actually said in the thing, I'm like, just not the big stuff like Sinners and Weapons.
Yeah, and he's like, you got to see Weapons. I'm like, no, man, I saw Weapons. That's the whole point.
Listen, Cliff's not wrong. It's an amazing movie.
It is. Everyone should see Weapons.
It was my favorite movie of the year, probably.
Yeah, it was great. But it was kind of a funny misread.
Sometimes, and some people like listed like, here's the 20 movies I've seen this year that are horror, and I was like, no, I want your 3 best. Basically. Just like, what should I watch that I haven't? That's not like Sinners. And
Dave,
stuff.
I've discovered this Facebook post. You'll like lay down the rules and be like, no more than 2. You can even say, if you put more than 2, I'll delete your post. And I'm not. We know we're not gonna. We're nice people.
Yeah, we're not gonna do it.
But it's tempting when someone's like, "Oh, I know you said 2, but here's my list of 50." Yeah, it's not helpful, people.
Yeah. But there's some interesting ones in there. You know, the one that I most want to see, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get out to the theater. I want to see Good Boy, the spooky dog story.
I kind of do. I have a friend who saw it and said it was pretty good. And the dog doesn't die.
Right, I knew that.
It seems stressful. I'm not sure if I'll enjoy it.
I think I can do okay with it.
Let's see.
I think I can do okay.
All right. That will wrap it up for us this time. We'll be back next week with more and with Nick. Yep. And until that time,
Yo Joe.
Roguecast is a weekly podcast broadcast from Rogues Gallery Comics and Games in Round Rock, Texas. You can find us online on Facebook and at www.roguesgallerytx.com and email us comments or questions at roguesgallerytx@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.